Dajia Hao! Welcome back to another video. We have a big news announcement this week. It was officially announced that Ben Affleck will not be playing Batman in the next solo Batman movie called The Batman, which is being directed by Matt Reeves. Here it says Warner Brothers is dating their next rendition of Batman for June 25th, 2021. Jeez. That's more than 2 years away. I understand they're going to start filming November of this year, but I really don't think it should be taking this long to make a Batman movie. That's going to be 5 years after Batman v Superman. Obviously, Warner Brothers, just, I don't know, they need to get it together. They really just, they're not patient. I mean, in a way, they're patient, but in other ways, they're not patient. Really, they should have planned this out better. I'm sure they probably did. I'm sure they didn't intend originally for it to take this long, but after the clusterfucks of Justice League and Batman v Superman, I guess they decided they need to change things up a bit. But anyway, so this is the one that Matt Reeves has been attached to as writer and director. Ben Affleck, we hear, will not be donning the Dark Knight's tights after playing the Cape Crusader in Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, Suicide Squad, and Justice League. And that's because this movie will focus on a younger Bruce Wayne. Okay. Reeves boarded Batman in February 2017, taking over for Affleck, who was originally set to direct off a script he wrote with DC's Jeff Johns. So February 2017, he's been Matt Reeves. They changed directors to Matt Reeves. That was 2 years ago, and they still are not going to start shooting for like another 9 months. Just seems to be moving at a really snail's pace. I mean, so remember, the Man of Steel came out in 2013. Should it really take, was it 8 years later to have a solo Batman movie come out after that? Wonder Woman 2 is going to come out before that. It's just really crazy, I think. So Affleck, we understand, has a busy plate. Sure he does. As I'm sure that's the reason. I'm sure it has nothing to do with his uh, problems with substance abuse that have allegedly been reported, or he's been in rehab. That's what I hear. As Deadline exclusively broke, he is starring in and producing the feature adaptation of Kate Alice Marshall's novel I Am Still Alive, which Universal won in a competitive bidding scenario. The two-time Oscar winner is also starring in the Warner Brothers Gavin O'Connor drama Torrance. Affleck worked hard on the Batman story, but knew he wasn't right for this particular version. A search is underway for a new Dark Knight. The Batman will not be based on Frank Miller's Batman Year One comic, which is one of Reeves' favorites in the Cape Crusader canon, mine too. Affleck tweeted about the news. So this is a tweet from Ben Affleck, which is basically retweeting this very article. And so he's not denying it. He seems to be confirming it. He is definitely out as the Batman. But I think there's still some question on whether or not he's completely out of playing the Batman, because it's saying the movie will focus on a younger Bruce Wayne. So does that mean it's a prequel? I mean, it's not really clear on that. And if it is a prequel, what are they going to do for the present day characters? If Batman is in another movie with Gal Gadot that takes place in the present, who's going to play Batman? If it's not Ben Affleck, if this movie is a prequel, it wouldn't make sense for whoever they choose to play the part to play Batman in that movie. And of course, there's still no word on who is actually going to be playing Batman in the Batman. But we'll talk about that a little later. Right now, I want to take a look at this article, which kind of goes more into detail on how Ben Affleck lost the part of playing the Batman. I guarantee you he's still getting a ton of money for the Batman because Warner Brothers are a bunch of idiots. They probably gave him a sweet deal that even if he doesn't play the part, they've got to pay him a lot of money. I just hope it's not like around $20 million. If it's above $10 million, that's just freaking crazy. But I'm sure they were negotiating with him. That's probably why it took so long. It says here, an announcement that felt inevitable for the last 2 years has finally arrived. Ben Affleck is out of the Batman, but how has this happened? And frankly, why did it take so long? Well, I have a feeling I know why it took so long. It's because they probably did make some stupid deal with Ben Affleck that they would have to pay him even if they got someone else to play the part. So I have a feeling they probably been negotiating with him, trying to get him to accept a settlement to allow them to get a different actor to play the part. Anyway, there was great excitement, at least for most fans, there was, when Affleck first signed on to play Bruce Wayne Batman in Zack Snyder's Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. I don't remember a lot of fans being really happy about the choice. I remember a lot of fans just being pissed off that they picked a guy in his 40s to be the new Batman. So his take was pitched as an older, more brutal version of the character, and one that would lean closer to the Batman depicted in Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns. Fortunately, he was more like the Batman depicted in Frank Miller's very bizarre All-Star Batman. Affleck was also coming off the back of the acclaim that greeted his directional efforts like Argo. While the star received generally positive feedback for his performance, Batman v Superman itself was greeted with a very mixed critical response. After it failed to gross $1 billion worldwide, a target that should have been easily achievable for a blockbuster combining two iconic superheroes, it was clear all was not well with the DCEU plan. Yeah, so remember the last two Christian Bale movies both made over $1 billion. That was without Superman, just Batman. So, yeah, when BVS failed to cross that mark, that was like a really big shock and really huge disappointment for fans and for Warner Brothers. I didn't even see this. I saw something else, but anyway. Let's move on with this. We'll go to that later. Following the underperformance of Justice League, there were reports Affleck wanted out as Batman ASAP, and his commitment to the Batman seemed to shift depending on the month. Now Ben Affleck is officially out of the project, with Matt Reeves' Batman movie set for a 2021 release with a new actor. Let's take a look at the myriad reasons for the end of the Batfleck era. First, the DCEU plan changed, and it hurt Batman most. Affleck signed on for Zack Snyder's vision of the DC cinematic universe, which consisted of a 5-film story arc that allegedly ended in the character's ultimate sacrifice, Batman dying, or Batfleck dying, I should say. Batman v Superman was chapter 2 of that story, with Superman's death inspiring a bitter Batman to regain his faith. Of course, the reception of Dawn of Justice and its downbeat tone made Warner Brothers concerned about the future of the series, leading to the dramatic re-edit of Suicide Squad to brighten the tone. Snyder jumped right from Batman v Superman to Justice League, so there was no real time to course correct. After the filmmaker delivered what reports described as an unwatchable first cut, Joss Whedon came on to script and ultimately direct major pickups. What happened next was drastic to say the least. Whedon reshot half of Justice League, made it funnier, and changed much of the story that had been mapped out. The reshoots particularly hurt Batman, with the character was saddled with lame humor and proved fairly useless in most battle sequences. If Affleck had been burned by the reception, that should be of Batman v Superman, he was positively cooked by Justice League and was talking openly of a cool way to segue out of Batman. Okay, and next, Batman or Ben Affleck gradually stepped away from the Batman. Affleck is arguably more acclaimed as a director than actor, so it made sense he was originally signed on to write, produce, direct, and star in The Batman. At first, it looked like Affleck's The Batman would have seen the character face off against Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke, so I looked him up. This is Joe Manganiello. The only thing I recognize him from is a few episodes of How I Met Your Mother. And I guess he was also in the Magic Mike movies. But anyway, I was a big comic book geek when I was a kid. But to be honest with you, I'm not really familiar with Deathstroke. The name sounds familiar, but I can't remember ever reading a single book that had him in it. I think he was like a villain. I think maybe I did actually. If he's like he was that old guy that was having an affair with Tara from the Teen Titans. I think that might have been Deathstroke, but don't know. But not real interested in the character. But anyway, and he even joked in interviews of the fan pressure involved with developing the project. However, the 1-2 punch of Batman v Superman's reception and the box office failure of directorial project Live by Night in 2016 appears to have influenced his eventual decision to step down as the Batman's director in 2017. I think I said this before. I was really looking forward to seeing a Batman movie directed and starring Ben Affleck. I think that would have been cool. Reports also suggest he felt Live by Night was guessing that's supposed to be compromised by his heavy DCEU workload, and it didn't turn out how he envisioned as a result. He was still attached to star in The Batman, but following Justice League, reports quickly snowballed that he wanted out fast. Considering the star had initially been reluctant to sign on for Batman following a bad experience on 2003's Daredevil, Affleck had grown up loving the comic and caused the movie the only one he truly regrets making. Well, I never saw Geely. I think that was it, the one with him and Jennifer Lopez. I can't imagine that movie was better than Daredevil. I actually liked the Daredevil movie. It wasn't super great, but I liked it better than any of the first 4 Batman movies. So I think it's kind of an underrated movie. Okay, Matt Reeves wanted a fresh start for The Batman. Matt Reeves proved with his Planet of the Apes series. He directed the second and third parts of the prequel. Haven't seen those. Saw the first one, but didn't see 2 or 3. It's hard for me to get excited about Planet of the Apes. I think I watched the first one because I saw it available in the library. He excels with character-driven blockbusters, so he's a very exciting choice for The Batman. After stepping up, rumors quickly spread he wanted his film to be a noir-inspired detective story, and he wanted a new, younger Batman to take the lead. Warner Brothers allowed the filmmaker time to develop a solid script, while Affleck's attachment felt more tenuous by the month. Until everything was set with a new release date, though, nothing was made official. WB has been burnt by announcing DC plans ahead of time before. This will likely be why everything has felt so protracted. It's not that Affleck remaining was ever really, it says on the cards, but I think that's supposed to be in the cards. More that Warners weren't ready to officialize the end of the era just yet. Goes without saying, it's a genuine shame Affleck's Batman era ended this way. But has it really ended? Probably, but maybe not. He's a truly gifted storyteller and could have done great things with the role. Instead, Batman v Superman will likely be considered the highlight of his short run. Yeah, they're just really screwing up. This is like, can you imagine Marvel after Iron Man? Maybe, well, I guess Captain America was kind of a prequel, but the story of Captain America made that a lot more logical. But anyway, here are some key release dates for DC movies. The Batman comes out June 25th, 2021, 2.5 years away. The Joker, which is not part of the DCEU, comes out October 4th of this year. Used to go out with a girl who was born on that day. Birds of Prey, February 7th, 2020. Shazam, April 5th, 2019, a couple months away. Wonder Woman 1984, June 5th, 2020, was originally supposed to come out this November, I think. The Suicide Squad, which is being directed by Guardians of the Galaxy's James Gunn, comes out August 6th, 2021. Okay. So who are they looking at? I'm not sure who should play the Batman. Ben Barnes, I don't know this guy. I think it should be someone who's not that well known. Nicholas Holt, the Beast from X-Men. No, don't like that. Jake Gyllenhaal, no. From what I understand, he's not really interested, which is good. I think he would be a horrible Batman. Jamie Dornan. Uh, so he played Christian Grey, right? In 50 Shades of Grey. I never saw either of those movies. Maybe. Finn Wittrock. Says here he was a contender to be Nightwing, but now he might be Batman. Jack O'Connell. He doesn't look big enough. Okay, and then this is from IMDb. It says Armie Hammer is the odds-on favorite to replace Ben Affleck as Batman. This is just 20 hours ago. Batman is dead. Long live Batman. For a very long time, we've been toing and froing on whether Ben Affleck would reprise the role of the role for Matt Reeves, the Batman. The other night, though, the actor himself settled the matter tacitly confessing that he wasn't returning for another outing by tweeting that he was looking forward to seeing the film upon its release. But now that one question's been settled, another bigger one arises. Who's our next Batman? That remains to be seen, of course, but Irish bookmakers Boyle Sports have odds on who will be next in the Cape and Cowl, and you can check them out below. So, Armie Hammer, I think he might be a little too old by now. I know Armie Hammer was supposed to play Batman a long time ago, like before The Social Network, when George Miller was making a Justice League movie. I think that would have been really awesome, but unfortunately, that just didn't come to fruition. I wouldn't mind seeing Armie Hammer replace Ben Affleck for a present day Batman. Compared to other choices, but if it's going to be a prequel about Batman's early days, I don't think he's young enough. Jake Gyllenhaal, I don't think he's young enough or good enough or big enough or anything enough to play any kind of Batman. John Hamm, too old. Michael B. Jordan, Ben Barnes, John Krasinski. No, please, come on. I'm a John Krasinski fan. I'm a Michael B. Jordan fan, but neither of those two fools have any right to be playing. I should say any business to be playing Batman. Josh Brolin, 16-1. Come on, I think Josh Brolin is older than uh, Ben Affleck. So Chris Pine, God help me. Okay, so none of these are even. I mean, none of these are definitely great choices to play a Batman in his early days. I mean, let alone being a great choice. So, and then this says, "Is Ben Affleck done playing Batman? Actor hints his run is over as new film is announced." And this is just one day ago. Sealed with a tweet. Rumors have been circulating for years that Ben Affleck will not be playing Batman in the next film due to hit theaters summer 2021. Now the star seems to have finally confirmed he's hanging up his cape and mask. On Monday evening, the actor 46 tweeted a link to a Deadline story with the headline "Ben Affleck passes the torch to next generation of Bruce Wayne" and added his own caption, "Excited for hashtag the Batman in summer 2021 and to see Matt Reeves' LA vision come to life." So there's a very slim chance he could still be playing a Batman in another movie, but my feeling is um, he won't be playing Batman ever again, and that's a little unfortunate. But another question about the DCEU universe remains, and that is who's going to be playing Superman? Well, so as you know, Henry Cavill has been playing him in the last couple movies. And I saw in a YouTube video that said that he had supposedly signed on for another 4 movies as Superman, but if you take a look at his credits, there's nothing that connects him to any more DC movies. So I'm not sure what they should do, if they should start over. I mean, if they're going to recast Batman and Superman, I think they should just start over. But then where does that leave Jason Momoa and Gal Gadot, who did really great things with Wonder Woman and Aquaman? It's really sad situation that Warner Brothers just completely screwed up such a great property. But that's the way it is. Next up. So, speaking of superheroes, moving on to the Marvel Universe, Black Panther became the first superhero movie ever to be nominated for Best Picture. And here are all the nominees: Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favorite, Green Book, Roma, A Star Is Born, and Vice. To be honest, the only one of these movies I've seen is Black Panther. Who was that? I've heard A Star Is Born is really good, and Vice just came out, I guess, December, which I figured was correct. And I hadn't heard about this movie. I was looking up on it, and so I figured it's about Dick Cheney, but Adam McKay directed it. I don't know who that is, but produced by Brad Pitt. But Christian Bale plays Dick Cheney. Uh, Sam Rockwell apparently plays George W. Bush. I mean, it's made $60 million off a $52 million budget. It's directed for Best Picture. I'd like to see this movie. I thought W was pretty good, but let's see, what else has this guy directed? Sorry, it's very slow. Let's see if it... Anyway, while that's loading up, oh, of course it comes. Adam McKay. He was head writer on Saturday Night Live. So is this a comedy? Was that a comedy? Vice. He directed Anchorman, Talladega Nights. So he's directed Will Ferrell a bunch of times. And I actually liked Anchorman. But, so, I don't know. Was this a comedy? I mean, it's kind of hard to imagine, but looking at this guy's past credits, it's hard to imagine it being a real serious drama. But yeah, I definitely want to check this movie out, though. Okay, but while Black Panther was directed for Best Picture, Ryan Coogler was not directed for Best Director, and it was Bradley Cooper. I've heard A Star is Born is really good. One of my students said it's like one of the best movies he ever saw. And I also want to see Bohemian Rhapsody. But again, what's his name? Bryan Singer, not nominated for Best Director. Best Director is Alfonso Cuarón. Was Roma? Yeah, okay. Yorgos Lanthimos, The Favorite. Spike Lee, Black Klansman. Adam McKay, Vice. Paul Lukovsky, Cold War, which was not nominated for Best Picture. Interesting. Okay, I'm just going to go through actor and actresses, and then that'll do it for this video. So Best Actor, Christian Bale for playing Dick Cheney in Vice. Bradley Cooper. Wow, he directed himself to a Best Actor nomination. That's pretty impressive. William Dafoe at Eternity's Gate. Rami Malek playing Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody. Viggo Mortensen for The Green Book. And Best Actress, you got Yalitza Aparicio, I don't know who that is, for Roma. Glenn Close, The Wife. Olivia Colman, don't know who she is. The Favorite. Lady Gaga, A Star is Born. Really? Okay. Melissa McCarthy. Really? Can You Forgive Me? I don't even know that movie. Can You Forgive Me? Okay. Melissa McCarthy up for Best Actress. All right. Good for her. And Best Supporting Actor, Mahershala Ali, The Green Book. Adam Driver, Kylo Ren, Black Klansman. Sam Elliott, A Star is Born. Wow. So, that's pretty impressive. Bradley Cooper not only directed a picture that was nominated for Best Picture, he also directed 3 actors, including himself, to an Academy Award nomination. Richard E. Grant, Can You Ever Forgive Me? Sam Rockwell for Vice as George W. Bush. And Best Supporting Actress, Amy Adams as Lynn Cheney. Okay, good for her. Marina de Tavira for Roma. Regina King, If Beale Street Could Talk. I don't know that movie. I know Regina King. Of course, she was in that show. I used to watch her on 227 when she was a teenager, and of course, she was in Poetic Justice, and season 6 of 24 played the president's sister. Emma Stone, really, Emma Stone. The Favorite, Rachel Weisz, The Favorite. Okay, so there you have it. That'll do it for this video. Thanks a lot for your attention. Hope you all have a great day. Hope to see you soon. See ya.